Morning YouTube, how are you? I wanted to speak about an experience that I had when I experienced pure and utter love, unconditional love, for the first time in my life. I was 41 at the time, and it was a life-changing experience, not just for me but for people around me as well. And I don't want you guys to go through the same thing because it was extremely traumatic, but it brought out in me the experience of being able to be what I truly am, what you truly are, what we truly are, the essence of complete and absolute unconditional love. Back in 2010, long story short, I had a massive heart attack, and bless my wife, we live out in a little village, so it took 18 minutes for the paramedics to get to me, and in that time, I don't know if anyone knows anything about heart attacks, my tongue come out my mouth, shot out my mouth, so no air was able to get in. My heart had completely stopped, obviously collapsed, and my wife started chest compressions. Couldn't get any air in because my tongue had covered my mouth completely. Not a pretty sight, I could imagine, but I wasn't there at the time. So she just carried on with chest compressions for 18 minutes. The ambulance got there and they worked on me. They got the tube down my throat and started defibrillating, and I was they used the defibrillator 8 or 9 times. Took about 45 minutes for them to get my heart to start twitching enough for them to get me into the ambulance, and bless them, they, along with my wife, are true angels, because without them I would not be here. They did save my life unquestionably. They were supposed to have stopped after 20 minutes, but because my kids were running around, obviously extremely distraught, 3 of the kids, my youngest at the time was 2, I think my eldest was 12, 13, 11. 11. They carried on working on me. They said they wasn't going to stop, and they did, and they didn't stop for 45 minutes. They said my heart finally started to twitch and murmur, and so they slung me in the back of the ambulance, got me to hospital, and they didn't operate. What they did, they put a stent up through my groin, opened up my arteries, and in flew the blood, and my heart started pumping away. And what they did is they put me in ICU for 4 days, but they had to lower my body temperature right down, so they packed me in ice for 4 days, and bless my wife, didn't leave my side for that whole time, not for an hour. She didn't leave my side. And when they brought me around, long story short, when they brought me around, I don't have any kind of recollection. I didn't see the white light. I didn't get visited by any of my relatives that had been passed. I don't have any kind of memory of any of that. But what did happen was, when I came back, I wasn't myself. I'm a very reserved person, quite shy, I guess, in certain ways, and I don't make friends easily. I certainly wouldn't go up and make conversations with people. But when I come out of the hospital, I just wanted to be with the other people in the ward. I didn't see them as separate from myself. I saw them as a part of myself. And the love that I felt for them was completely unconditional, even though they were complete strangers. I would walk, I got out of bed straight away after 4 days. of being in a coma. I was very weak, obviously, but they said to me, right, you've got to go to the loo, here's a bedpan. And I was like, no, sod that, I'm going to the loo. So I got out of bed and went to the loo, and then I was walking around the ward speaking to everyone, telling them how sorry I was that what had ever happened to them, and I just had this unconditional love for them and for everyone. It came back with me for wherever I went when I was in a coma. I came back with this sensation, and it's real. It's the only thing that I can say in my life is completely real. It lasted for about 24, 36 hours, I suppose. And then the drugs that they put me, that were in my system to keep me in a coma, turned me into a very not very nice person. They kind of lays fatty tissue in the brain, and makes you act not yourself. But for about 36 hours, I experienced this love that we are when we're not divided, when we don't have the belief systems in our mind. I didn't think of myself as separate from anything when I came out of that coma. I didn't think of myself as a Muslim, a Catholic, a Jew, a white person, a black person. I didn't think of myself as anything. There was no divide, there was no belief system, there just was. And that's it, there just was. And it was our true nature. I believe it was our true nature. And in that experience, when I reenact it, not the heart attack, of course, when I reenact that sensation of complete and utter love, good things happen. So we are not our belief systems. We are not separate. We are not. We are all one, literally one consciousness, experiencing different realities in our own little bubbles. But we are all the same, regardless of what colour you are, of what religion you are, of what income bracket you have. We're completely and utterly the same, and we are so separated. And to be able to get rid of that separation, you have to drop your belief systems. You have to, at least, to start questioning them. You know, if you believe in the Big Bang, you believe in Adam and Eve, you believe in Allah, you believe in Krishna, whatever it is, you believe that white is better than black or black is better than white. Start questioning that and just see if it holds water. That's it. Just see if it holds up. Does it hold up to what love is? And of course it doesn't, because all of those things are designed to separate us, make us different from one another, when we are completely and utterly, totally, literally are one another. So I wanted to share that with you, just to give you an experience that I had, which was a life-changing experience. And I'm not telling you that you know, it makes you the perfect person. It doesn't, but it gives you something to hold on to. It gives you a knowing. It gave me a knowing that in the real dark times, when you're looking up at the sky and you see them spraying, when you look at the news, not that I look at the news, and you see the wars going on, there is another side that's being hidden from us, and the only place that we can find it is within ourselves. Completely, the system isn't real. That's the illusion. The only thing that is real, that we've been so distanced from, is love. Complete and utter unconditional love. That's the only thing that is real. If nobody's going to ask you to drop your belief system, right? Because people die for their beliefs, people kill for their beliefs. But try starting by questioning where this belief come from. Maybe you're racist, right? And you believe that all white people are bad, or all black people are bad, or whatever it may be. Where did that come from? Because you wasn't born with it. Did it come from your peers? Did it come from your brothers, your sisters, your mother, your father, your schooling? Did it come from the news? Did it come from the TV? Because you wasn't born with it. If you start questioning that, then maybe, just maybe, you realise that it's not real. Your belief system are just a bunch of chemicals running around in your brain. And somebody's prepared to kill another person for that. So I want to leave that with you, that true love, unconditional love, is something that we can experience if we drop what we believe is us. Because that's not us. We are not our job title. We are not our religion. We just are. And when we get to that, even just pretend to be it for a while, you start to see the world in a different way. You start to see yourself in a different way. And that's the most important thing. So listen, keep your vibration high, guys, and I'll speak to you again soon. Much love.